Today I'll be reviewing the SOG Twitch II folding knife right here. Picked this up at Dick's Sporting Goods a few weeks ago. Just went and asked to see a few of the knives. I was looking for a small straight edge side folder, and this one just felt really comfortable to me, and it was within my price range. Got this for $40. SOG retails it for $70, and you can probably find it online for about $32. So but I got to try it out first, so I think it's worth it. It came in some really cheap plastic packaging. I just threw that away. I think if you buy it online, it'll come in a box, more like what you normally see with knives that you buy online. Anyway, this has a 2.68-inch blade, so it's under 3 if you're worried about everyday carry. Has AUS 8 steel, which honestly I don't know much about. Came very sharp out of the box though, so that was good. We'll have to wait and see if it holds its edge, but so far it's doing pretty well. No marks on it. I've been using it a lot, but I'm not a heavy user, and something like this isn't going to see a whole ton of use. That's one of the things that I was a little bit worried about. It's a little heavy to be an everyday carry, but it's definitely a knife that I like to have around the house. It's really fun, works well, just for opening boxes or whatever needs to be done, like everyday tasks like that. But carrying it around, it's a little too heavy for this size, I should say. It's 2.6 ounces, which it's not terrible, but for this size blade, I was expecting a little bit less. But that's because it has a metal handle. It is aluminum, but as you can see, it has liners in here which are not skeletonized. I'm not really sure what they were thinking there, but that does help it be really sturdy. There's nothing going on here, no play. And when you hold this thing, you can just tell it's really solidly built. So yeah, this is assisted opening. The SOG calls it the S.A.T, or SOG assisted technology. You can open it two ways, with the kick here, which is really easy, nice and fast, which is my favorite. I'll just sit here all day and play with it. Or the thumb studs, which I personally on this knife do not like. I don't know why, they just seem to be too close to the handle. They are raised a little bit above it, so that's easier, but they're just, I don't know, I feel like they're a little bit harder to use. There's no room for me to get my thumb in there. Now I do have a Kershaw Blur here, which is my favorite knife. I'll be reviewing this after this one. This one has as you can see, there's a little bit of room in between the thumb studs and the handle, and the thumb studs are slanted. So, granted, this is the only way that you can open this knife, which is assisted also, but I would have liked to have seen more of that on here. I'm not a fan of these thumb studs. It's fast, easy, I love it. It's very, very fun knife to open. It is lockable. It has a lock back here. Kicks in automatically. The problem with these types of locks, the back locks, is that I don't know. I have small hands, but I can't close it. I can't close them with one hand. Whereas with the liner lock, I can close those. Close those one-handedly, just real quick. I already said the thumb studs are not the favorite. Handle, forgot to mention the handle. Handle right here, it's a good handle. They definitely carved a lot out of it, so it's not too much weight, but it's strong and it rides pretty high up on the knife, which is good, so you don't have too much sticking out. But you can't switch it. As you can see here, they have this big dial, part of the assisted opening technology, so you can only carry it tip up, which It's not a problem for me. Most of the time this guy can fit pretty deep in your pocket, so I usually just put it in the pocket instead of clipping. And it's not the most comfortable to hold after you've opened it. There's no jimping here. There's a little indentation to put your thumb. And then actually this kick is pretty good, so if you're doing any type of stabbing motion with this, that could prevent you, but there's nothing up here. Your thumb's just gonna slide freely. So that's another drawback, but for the type of work that I put this thing to, no issues there. Alright, I'll go ahead and wrap this up, but I forgot to mention the safety here. This is a safety that I like. I'm not usually a huge fan of safeties. I don't think it's even necessary on this knife, but it is in a great placement, and it's a good size so that it's not going to get in my way, it's not going to accidentally engage. So if you're a fan of safeties, this one is good. You got to be careful to make sure you push it up all the way though, because it's not the easiest to engage, which is good and bad, but I happen to like it. So that's good. Anyway, props to SOG for making a fun, excellent little knife. Not something that I'm going to put to a ton of use, just because of the nature of its design. I'm sure it can hold up to it, but it's just not the knife for that. So if you're looking for a hard use knife, this is not your choice. And you can probably look at it and tell that, but just gotta make sure. So I'd probably give this thing a 7.5 out of 10. It's fun, easy, very well designed, but it is a little too heavy for the amount of blade, and that's my biggest drawback. So something to think about.